I now have twin Antec cases. Except I paid more for this one than I did the other one. That being said, this has more parts in it. At least a couple more parts. It's got a better optical drive, I think. Actually, no, I think that's about the same. It's a different brand. There's an HP. That's definitely came out of an HP as well, so it looks like this might be an HP at the heart of it all. I'm surprised there's no floppy drive in this. But I was going to take the cover off and inspect and see what was inside, and I figured, maybe we should shoot a video. Power supply. Pretty standard stuff. Looks kind of cheap. It's got DVI on it for video. Kind of interesting. There's no serial port. It's very windy out today. You couldn't tell. I don't know why. I still thought it was supposed to rain all day, but it's definitely not raining right now. For USB Ethernet audio. It's a video card. That was part of the reason why I bought it, because that looks like a fairly decent video card. And I was robbed of something. I don't know what. Let's see if we can get this open. It might be AMD. I'm just looking at the arrangement of that RAM there. I can't really tell anything else about it. What do we have here? Yep, it's definitely AMD. Delta Power. I don't think that's got anything to do with Delta. One of those cheap power supplies. It's probably new enough to be $9.39. Yeah, might be a decent video card. X1600 Pro. I have another one of those. Crow over there that thinks it's funny. Looks like it got in a fight, too. Heh. What motherboard is this? Asus M2A something or another. And yes, I have been thieved of the hard drive. It's a little annoying. I think they even thieved me of the cable. Although, I don't know what a cable it would have been. Probably SATA. Although, maybe not, because look at this. No, it's for a fan. And there's a SATA connection on the other end of that. So it's probably a SATA hard drive. Which is probably what's going to go in here. But, yeah. All the capacitors look okay. Don't know how much memory is in it. I can't really read that. Does it say 1 gigabyte? So probably 2 gigabytes of memory. Standard stuff for the time period. Go ahead and I'll throw a hard drive in this. And we'll see if it does anything at all. Oh, looks like I'm going to have to clean up my work area. What a mess. Okay, time to see if it explodes. Green light. I hear a sizzling noise. Beep. M2A VM. So let's see here. This fan doesn't work because it is seized up solid. You have no idea how hard that is to turn. The fan on the front works. Look at that. Multicolored LEDs. Fancy stuff. Yep, 2 gigs of RAM. The date and time is not quite correct. It's not 2021 anymore. It's really like January. Let's see. Jumper free. What do we got? 4600 plus. That's not too bad. I wonder if this does actually have a second IDE channel on it somewhere. I think it's only got one, though. I know that there's nothing on this hard drive. At least probably not nothing that this is going to boot, because that came out of the Macintosh. It's got an Apple firmware logo on it. Check some error. See what it does. None of the LEDs are hooked up. Oh, that's stuck. So close. There we go. Getting stuck on this piece here at the front, which I'm just going to take off. Or at least try and take off. Doesn't want to come off. No, I'll mess with that later. But, I don't know if I've got a live Linux out here. I don't think I do. So I guess I'll be making a live Linux. Alright. Fix the front panel connections. And from DVD, hopefully. Might not actually be set up right for that. Yeah, probably not. Reset again. We'll get a boot menu, hopefully. I want to boot to the DVD. Why the DVD? Well, because I want to test it. Well, not looking good for this drive. Not looking good for this drive at all. So I guess I'm going to be replacing it. And putting some proper screws in it while I'm at it. Look at that. Oh well. So we'll just have to move on. Of course, I don't know what I'm going to replace it with. I don't think I've got any IDE optical drives sitting around here with a black faceplate. They're all SATA drives. Well, maybe not. Because it's still trying. What drive is this? Oh, that's convenient. That's an IDE drive right there. Sitting right underneath my nose. So, I guess if it does start to fail, and this is taking a very long time, I think I'm just going to replace the drive outright anyway. Okay, we're now booted. Got the side panel on and in place. This case is kind of beat up. That's not even half of it right there. It's got a weird little thing there. I don't know why it's got that. If we go over to the other side, you can kind of see here. I don't know what happened to this, but yeah, that's pretty messed up. The other side panel was actually bent. So, well, whatever. It works. What more do you want? Okay, it's got some weird theme. Maybe the theme didn't totally load or something. I don't know, but everything's blue. Usually it's green under Linux Mint. I have a network connection, so I should be able to install all the stuff. But it doesn't even give me that option. Very good. Very high quality. It'll take 20 years to scan the drive. I can hear it going at it in there. No detected operating system. That's fine. Erase and install Linux Mint. I find it hilarious it's going to put an EFI service partition on that, even though this will never see EFI ever. I think it'd be smart enough to know that. Oh, but you could use it on both systems if you make an EFI. Don't waste my time with that crap. As you can see, I've got the hard drive LED and power LED working now. Same thing with the reset and power switches. They're now going to the right place. Interestingly, these two LEDs underneath that are also labeled hard drive LED. I don't know why they'd be labeled hard drive LED. I guess they're for external hard drive disk controllers, if you had any of those kinds of things. But normally when you see those, they're used for Ethernet. And they're labeled 1 and 2, so you know which one's which. But not with this. I wonder if it's the same case with the other one underneath it. Which is, by the way, exactly the same case. The only difference is that all it's got is a DVD drive. It's also an AMD system, go figure. So, we'll let that finish and do what it needs to do. Well, that took forever. Well, we're ready to proceed. Restart now. Taking quite a while to do so. The GUI just froze. Oh, there we go. Should ask me soon to remove the installation medium. In theory. Should eject it on its own, too. Yep. There it goes. Pull that out. Close it back up. Press enter. And we're still sitting here. That's high quality. Who cares? I get the hint there. I don't know if Linux Mint, or Linux Mint, Asus motherboards are ever heart-touching. Other than by virtue of being a piece of crap. Because they are. Hopefully this will be much faster from the hard drive than it was from the CD-ROM. And then I'll probably have to let it install updates and go through all the crap and all that other stuff. While the wind rages on outside. Alright, and yes, this is one of the stock Linux Mint backgrounds. I've made my config. Now let's try something here. Let's try bringing up a YouTube video and see how it performs. I'm not going to have any audio because there's no speakers out here anywhere, but I mean, that's not true. There are speakers, but I don't really feel like hooking them up. Okay, here's a video playing at 480p, non-full screen for the time being. Seems like it's doing a passable job of that. Let's switch it up to 720p. Which is high definition no matter how much YouTube is trying to say that it's not. Again, passable. Without audio, I can't really tell you too much. Let's try and go a little bit further in the video. Maybe there's a little bit more motion. Yeah, well, I would say that's a perfectly acceptable job of... Well, that definitely does not really work all that well. Let me see. I think I just paused the video by accident. Can't really do anything with this, because it doesn't really want to do anything. I want to see if I can turn off that god-awful ambient mode. Get out. Maybe that'll help. Not really. I'm sure if we go and bring up the system monitor, we'll find that this thing is, well, maybe not quite as bad as I thought. Of course, it's covering up most of the actual video. Yeah, it seems like when the CPU gets kind of maxed out is when it stops really playing, so... HD, not really going to happen on this, but I don't know what you expected out of a system like this, so... There you go. I'm probably just going to leave it as is, because there's nothing really wrong with it. I could do all my work with this one that's below it. I think it's running just fine. So I'm going to leave the video with that. Thank you for watching, and if you've got any comments, feel free to leave them below.